But I now would proceed into a different area from standardization to science. And I welcome Maryline Lengert, a senior IT advisor to ESA.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to talk about Helix Nebula, the Science Cloud. It was mentioned yesterday by Mario Campolargo of the European Commission. So I'm going to give you a little bit more detail on this partnership. So this initiative is a partnership between what we call the big science and the big business to implement a strategic plan for scientific cloud infrastructure for Europe. So this is the strategic plan. It's online. It defined 4 main goals that we have to achieve. The first one is to set up a sustainable, multi-tenant cloud computing infrastructure in Europe, initially based on the needs of the European Research Area on Space Organization, but with the goal to go much farther than this. To identify and adopt policies for trust, security, and privacy at the European level. To create a lightweight governance structure involving all stakeholders, and finally to define a short and medium-term funding scheme. This strategic plan was endorsed by all parties in June 2011 in ESA, and this is where we started this Helix Nebula partnership. So we share a common vision, and our vision is that by 2020, all scientists of all disciplines, and I speak about private and public scientists, will choose the Helix Nebula as the first option to store, access, process, and analyze data. We expect this infrastructure to contain vast quantity of data, unrivaled array of open source tools, and literally infinite amount of computing power accessible and usable from any kind of computer, smartphone, or tablet device. We expect also that with this, science will make significant progresses by applying data sharing and interdisciplinary research using this structure as a fundamental tool. Finally, Helix Nebula will have such a reliability and worldwide recognition for its implemented security privacy scheme that also commercial companies will be using this high security area to derive patent. This is the vision on which we are working. So to do this, we create a partnership. Why did we create a partnership? Because none of a single player in this group could do it alone. The only way to do it was to team up, because it's too big. You've seen our vision. We really want to go far. And also because we said, if industry partner with big science, if they manage to fit our requirements on the big science guys, it's CERN, it's ESA, it's EMBL, if they fit our needs, then they will fit the need of all, or most of all, the players, those needs the cloud computing infrastructure. So there is basically 4 big players there. We have the, sorry, it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to push this one. So we have the IT providers, and in this partnership, they commit resources, on quite some resources. They share their investment, and they agree on standard on interoperability between themselves. We have the Scientific and Space Organization that also committed quite some resources during this pilot, to validate the approach. And we give access to our data and user community. We have SMEs that are working very closely, and they are also committing resources, and they make the link between the users and the providers. They are the one that knows our data, that knows how we can get information out of our data, and they are the one that bring these tools and this algorithm into the cloud. So they act as a catalyzer. And finally, the Commission. So the Commission supports us in 2 ways. The first one is through policy and strategy, because we need some input from them to know in which direction we should go to make this cloud infrastructure certified EU, and also through targeted calls under FP7 so far, and we hope also under Horizon 2020. We also have quite some EC projects that are now joining the platform, because at the end of the financing of the project, they may die, but by joining the platform, they have a second life, and they can become sustainable by using this environment. The partnership has grown from 20 to 36 members in less than 2 years. This is what we are today, but there are a lot of people queuing up that want to join, so it's growing very fast. The approach we've taken is to build a hybrid public-private cloud. The idea is, let's sum up all what we have. As has been said yesterday, no local cloud, no national cloud, we just federate. We don't want to be a big cloud. We just want to federate all what exists. Everybody remain in control what they have, but what we want is that everybody is able to communicate, and so the data on one cloud is able to be accessible on another cloud. So we've been right now testing, and this is working, both the publicly funded infrastructure like EGI, Federated Cloud, using both a network, commercial network on the Géant network for science. And we have some commercial providers, cloud providers, and we can access in the big science either the publicly funded platform or the commercial platform. And in fact, this is also open and will be open soon to other market sectors. So, as I said, what we are doing, we are federating Europe's public and private assets to create a new ecosystem. Sustainable ecosystem, very important. So we talked a lot yesterday about interoperability, standardization, certification. So we want this marketplace, because this is the way we call it, because everybody will be able to join, bring tools, bring data, get things out. So it's going to be buy and sell all the time. We'll certify providers. People will not just arrive and plug and say, yeah, we provide. They will have to go through a kind of certification so that we are sure that there is a level of quality, of standards that are respected, according to a transparent EU scheme, providing customers with a trusted services. And the other part, which is extremely important, and this is the only way we can make it work, is to foster interoperability to enable customers to shift data on processing between on-premise and cloud providers and between cloud providers. So no lock-in. This is extremely important for all of us. So last, this is a summary chart what we are doing. So this is the main goal of the strategic plan. We validate this strategic plan these last 2 years with 3 pilot projects. A new one is starting right now. So the CERN pilot project was to support the computing capacity needs for the Atlas and CMS experiment. You may remember the Atlas experiment is the one on which the Higgs boson was founded in July. The EMBL is to set up a new service to simplify analysis of large genome for a deeper insight into evolution and biodiversity. For them, it's very important that scientists that do not have a big infrastructure are still able to go and analyze data on the cloud. So they don't need to invest themselves on this infrastructure, they have it online. But as you can imagine, because it can be sensitive data, privacy is a very key issue in there. And finally, the one we are running in ESA with our partners, which are CNR, DLR, and CNES, is to create an Earth observation platform focusing on earthquake and volcano research. For this, we are putting together not only the space data, but also the in-situ data that allow us to understand better what is happening when there is an earthquake or when there is a volcano eruption. And finally, a new flagship that is starting now. It's to put it's an e-health domain, to put some neuroimaging on the cloud to improve the speed and quality of research for finding surrogate biomarker based on brain images. These are the suppliers that are actively working in Helix Nebula. And what we call the adopters is those that are following very closely what we are doing, because they plan to join at one point in time, but they are not doing it yet. So we have a website that you can look. You will find a lot of information. As there is an FP7 support action on this initiative, we've been publishing a lot of information regarding business model, governance, requirement, and so on and so forth. So you can find these documents on our website. And we have a Twitter, Facebook, on all these things. So thank you very much.
Thank Thank you very much. Again, if there is a quick burning question, I can take it.
Oops.
Yes, Jonathan Sage from IBM. Just a quick question about when do you plan to open the platform up to non-European organizations? Because I believe at the moment it's closed.
Well, I would not say it's closed. We've started a pilot with a limited number because, as you may imagine, it was a lot of work to get everybody to agree on for us to check our system on each single providers and ensure that they are working together, so we could not open to 1,500 people at the same time. This was number one. Number two, it's not a matter of European or not European, it's the matter of applying and agreeing with the rules that we are setting up in this platform. So whatever company you are, wherever you are, as long as you agree to be interoperable with the others, to follow the privacy rules, the security rules, the standardization, and all those that we are putting in place, then you're welcome. Thank you.